Solo traveling versus traveling with a partner or traveling with the group. Welcome in, much love. Trav here. We have Provence behind me. I'm out in France having a day of rest and contemplation, exploring on foot a little bit. Had an amazing couple weeks out here. Jeez, beautiful views. So we've been talking about traveling a bit. I've been doing it and I've been sharing useful things, and there's going to be more useful things. And one of the things that I wanted to share that I know people think about is, alright, well, I want to travel, I want to go off somewhere, but maybe I don't have anyone to do it with, or should I wait and get a friend or a partner? Should I go with the group? So we'll talk about the pros and cons of it, because I've done it all a little bit. And let's just launch in and start off with traveling with another person. Some big pros here is that you have some, where's the path here? Go up this way. Big pro of traveling with someone else is that you have companionship without having to meet people. You have security and some safety, which is nice, because depending on where you go, it can be dangerous. Depending on who you are, it can be dangerous as well. And if you're traveling with someone, it can make it easier to book certain reservations. Not really though, that's kind of where it ends, is if you travel with someone, you have some more security, you have a companion. But the cons are, if you travel with someone, is it actually makes it harder to meet people, because well, for one, you have less incentive to. You can just stick with one person, and that's what happens a lot of the time. You'll go try to meet people, but you're still with another person. It's a lot easier to meet someone if you're alone, because you have to, you're forced to. When you're traveling alone, maybe you miss out on the security and the companionship, but it not only makes it so that you have to meet people, which is kind of the point of traveling. One of the main reasons, at least, it's about seeing people and meeting people, or seeing things and meeting people. It's also a lot easier for people to approach you if you're alone. And here's the big thing, and we're going to talk about solo traveling, because I think whenever possible it's preferable. But I'm talking about a specific type of solo traveling, where you specifically are meeting people who are hosting you, or staying with people for a week. So if you're a single person, a solo traveler, it's way easier to host you. And then you get introduced to lots more people and meet way more people that way. A lot of people have one guest bedroom, or they have one cot, they have one couch or whatever, and yeah, you can crash over. I'm doing some cool stuff, and I'll bring you along, you can be my plus one, whatever. Yeah, I'm in. However, when there's two of you or more, it's like, well, it's a little bit harder to host. Can I bring a plus two to everything? It starts to get a bit more complicated. So when you're traveling alone, it creates this impetus to meet people, and it makes it easier for people to take you along and introduce you. So that's pretty great. I really recommend that. But that's if you're doing hosted traveling. I mean, when I talk about, geez, this smells so nice, the pines, or whatever the fuck these trees are. When you're doing solo traveling, I'm not necessarily talking about like wandering around in the forest by yourself like I'm doing today all the time. I'm talking about, alright, I'm going to be in this city at this time. I know these people here, let's meet, can you host me? Or I just came from Sweden with Victor and Jeff. It's like, hey, I'll be there, let's stay at the same hostel for 5 days, whatever. So you have people and you're meeting people, but you're doing a lot of the actual traveling, like in the plane by yourself and so on. And then when you leave alone, and you go to the next place alone, where you meet the next people. And when you're traveling with a partner or a group, you kind of just get bogged in with the same people. It makes it harder to meet people, makes it harder to get hosted. Get through here. And so basically my verdict is, And again, it depends who you are. Maybe you've got a wife and kids or whatever. But, ooh, I'm gonna show you a cool spot up here. But depending on who you are, or depending on where you're at, don't let I don't know anyone stop you. And you don't need to be an internet celebrity either. You can use couch surfing is great. Airbnb, find hosts that way, and be a cool traveler. So let me know your thoughts on that. I always like to leave with an exercise. So this is imaginary. If you could go anywhere, where would you go? If you could do it with anyone, who would you do it with, if anyone? Wow, check this shit out. We got this little monastery. I'll show you guys the entrance. I was up here yesterday, I think, or am I at someone's property right now? Yikes, I am at someone's property. This isn't where I thought I was. I'm gonna keep moving on up here to the next spot. Try not to get shot by some people who hunt wild boars up here. Next video, talk about some other cool stuff. So come back tomorrow, leave me a comment, ask a question. I always like responding to question. Much love, magic for good. See you below. Peace.